Tuna occupies an interesting and somewhat controversial position in the discussion of brain-healthy foods related to NAD+ metabolism and Alzheimer's disease. On one hand, tuna provides both niacin and omega-3 fatty acids, creating a dual-action support for NAD+ synthesis and anti-inflammatory protection. On the other hand, tuna has significant mercury contamination issues that we absolutely cannot ignore. This is a food where the risk-benefit calculation is genuinely complex and individualized. Let's start with the benefits. Tuna, particularly certain species like albacore and bluefin, contains high levels of omega-3 fatty acids EPA and DHA. These long-chain fatty acids integrate into neuronal membranes and mitochondrial structures, supporting the efficiency of energy production where NAD+ plays its critical role. Additionally, omega-3s have potent anti-inflammatory effects, and since inflammation accelerates NAD+ consumption, anything that reduces inflammation indirectly preserves NAD+ levels. Tuna also provides niacin, directly supporting NAD+ synthesis. So mechanistically, the biological case for tuna is sound. But here's the problem. Tuna, especially larger species like bluefin and albacore, bioaccumulate methylmercury, a neurotoxin that's particularly dangerous to the developing brain but also harmful to adults. Mercury exposure causes oxidative stress and mitochondrial dysfunction, the very things we're trying to prevent by supporting NAD+ metabolism. There's a profound irony here. We're eating tuna to protect our brains while simultaneously exposing ourselves to a compound that damages brains. The level of mercury varies significantly by tuna species. Light tuna, which is usually skipjack, has lower mercury levels than albacore or white tuna. Bluefin tuna, prized for sushi, has the highest levels and should probably be avoided entirely from a brain health perspective, despite its high omega-3 content. The FDA recommends limiting albacore tuna to 6 ounces per week, and many toxicologists think that's still too generous, particularly for women of childbearing age. There's also the sustainability disaster surrounding tuna fishing. Many tuna populations are severely overfished, and the fishing methods used often kill dolphins, sea turtles, and other marine life. If we're thinking holistically about health, and I believe we should, the environmental devastation caused by tuna consumption is part of the equation. A food that destroys ocean ecosystems isn't supporting long-term human health, even if it has some individual benefits. Another consideration, canned tuna often comes packed in oils that might be inflammatory. Sunflower oil, soybean oil, and other omega-6 rich oils can promote inflammation if consumed in excess, potentially negating some of the anti-inflammatory benefits of the omega-3s. Tuna packed in water or olive oil is preferable. The preparation method also matters enormously. Raw tuna in sushi form preserves the omega-3 content, but as mentioned, high mercury species are common in sushi. Cooking tuna, especially overcooking it, can oxidize some of the beneficial fats, reducing their effectiveness. You want to aim for tuna that's cooked just until it's safe to eat, not cooked to death. Let's be honest about the target population here too. For someone in their 20s or 30s eating tuna occasionally, the mercury exposure is probably minimal and manageable. For someone in their 60s or 70s with potential early Alzheimer's pathology, who's eating tuna 3 or 4 times a week specifically for brain health, we might actually be causing net harm due to accumulated mercury exposure. The realistic recommendation is this. If you eat tuna, choose light tuna over albacore, limit consumption to once or twice per week maximum, and consider alternative fish sources like salmon or sardines that provide similar omega-3 benefits with much lower mercury levels. Tuna can be part of a brain-healthy diet, but it shouldn't be the foundation of one. In summary, tuna's dual provision of omega-3s and niacin makes it theoretically attractive for NAD+ support, but mercury contamination and sustainability concerns substantially complicate its use as a brain health food.